Hello everybody, welcome to our third community corner. Today I have with me some people of my team this time. I have with me Demonic
Yellow.
and Sentinel.
Hey, everybody. Let's get her going.
So yeah, we collected some of your questions. Actually, it were quite a lot of questions from Discord and Facebook. And we categorize it a bit into art, lore, mechanics, and general, and we'll go through them. So some of the questions will be answered more in detail and others not. It really depends on the question.
Yeah.
So also there might be some stuff that has already been answered, but yeah, just making sure here. Anyway, let's get it done. We're starting with art, and the first question there was, will we have dev animations or just disintegration?
Well, I think to start off with, disintegration is probably going to be the easiest one to work around with, then going straight to full animations. You can have them further along the line, but as a start, it's probably disintegrations.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was already known. So yeah, on to the next one.
Yeah.
I didn't put the names of the questions, so sorry, we won't mention the names who asked these questions. So, but yeah, one person was looking through all the concepts on Trello, and he saw the masters, and he's asking, will there be any colored masters?
Basically, there was a lot of discussion about this one, but we kind of put it more to like the ethnicity-wise rather than just coloured. But then with the vast complexity of what we are trying to do with this game, with the aliens and creatures, it would only complement it more if you could get more diversity within the human race, as well as being more creative towards other aliens. So yeah, there will be other ethnicities.
Hey. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on our wonderful list is, there's a question out there from somebody asking this. I want to see some of killer work from Crisis Code. When will you show off his work from the community pay Houdini license?
So the thing with Crisis Code is that he is all learning this by himself, and it's all self-taught. So it will take a while until he's really good with this stuff. But internally, he has already shown some stuff, and yeah, I guess we'll have an art drop sometime soonish, and yeah, we will definitely implement some stuff from him in there.
Cool stuff.
But he has been working really hard on it, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, he's really motivated.
Yeah.
So I guess the next question then, gentlemen, right?
Alright. When will we see more working concepts for some other characters shown on Trello, specifically Kitsune and Cronin?
Well, Cronin is currently undergoing the final stages of concepting before moving on into modeling. Now, from what I've seen from the answers that we got from the dev team, is that there's a lot of thumbnails right now and a lot of low-level sketch concepts for the characters. So before each one is made, into the modeling stage, you have to go through and solidify on a final concept, and that may take anywhere from 1 week to several months. Because sometimes things work and they just do not, and you gotta go with the flow sometimes. But right now, Cronon is currently going to be the next one to drop into the art domain to be modeled.
Sounds great. Yeah. Yeah, a question that was asked a lot is about a day and night cycle, if we want to implement that either in the alpha test, beta test, or later on. So yeah, I think for people wishing for specifically this, we have bad news here.
So the bad news is we've decided that we're not going to go with the day and night cycle. Now, we would agree that everyone on the dev team agrees that it would look really cool. And to be honest, having a master based on the concept of day and night with the stance change would be pretty awesome. But that being said, it would also mean that we need to use real-time lighting and shaders with everything. So this would increase the taxing on the system, and it wouldn't make sense to run the game properly using these items. So that being said, we're also exploring other ideas and more specifically weather changes. So that's something you could look forward to.
Great.
Yeah.
The lore category is a bit small, but as you may have seen, we dropped some text, some outline of our lore with
juicy.
with the Reddit post, so you can read a bit up there. So right now there's the question: will there be any master-specific dialogue tied to lore between multiple masters?
And the answer to that one is, as the lore generates into something a bit bigger than the basic stories of each character, there will be coexisting like friendships and enemies between, and we are hoping to implement that into the game. May it be like little voice lines at the very start of the game or throughout the game when you like walk past each other, just little touches into the game. Well, that should happen, yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. And then you've got the massive drop that we did do on the Reddit post, which is the main section for the lore, which was asked a fair bit and previously.
But please keep in mind that it's still work in progress. So yeah, stuff might change.
Yeah. So that was mainly the two main points for the lore, was just the general overalls for it, and then just the master specific dialogues. So going on to mechanics, will there be damage types like physical and energy, or will there just be power? And for example, will some masters have different damage types of scaling for different abilities? For example, an ability that scales off both physical and energy damage, or a master that has one ability that scales off of physical and one ability that scales off of energy.
Well, we currently have a mix of damage types and master kits that will use all of the kind of different things that we have in store for you guys. But until that happens, gotta wait and see.
No leaks as of yet.
Yep, no leaks yet. We gotta keep a tight lip on that one, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm watching you over there. Yeah, all right. Anyway, so what do we got going on here? So the next question is from this person here: will you get any masters that have an extremely quick move play with fast chaining dash and teleport abilities, similar to Katrina, Zed/Storm Spirit, or you cannot make those in third-person shooter variants in concerns with console dizziness?
As of right now, like with other master kits we haven't revealed yet, we can't confirm or deny right now what will be in there or not, so you probably have to wait. But in the concern of dizziness and console controls, this is stuff that will be taken into careful consideration if we are going to create such a character. So yeah, we have that in mind. The next question is, will there be a mechanic in the game to make a comeback once you're too far behind? For example, Legacy Paragon, when you captured Orb, you received one of your inhibitors back.
Okay, so with this one, there was a lot of different ways people were thinking about it. If you're going to have the Orb Prime Dunking, if there's going to be another mechanic. What we have is not as so much one fundamental mechanic which is going to bring back the game all at once. It's going to be the little things that you do. So from like killing to get experience, to just death timer increases. But yeah, there is a fair bit of different ways you can come back from being at a deficit.
And I know for a fact that on the map that we got on Trello, there's a couple ideas of, what those things could be. But, can't really say on what kind of details they are.
Yeah. But yeah, then we got, how will the experience be divvied up? And if it will be a 75 plus 75 split, like that it was initially at the first start of Paragon, will double jungling be supported with the experience sharing via assisting?
Well, we kind of thought about this long and hard, and we came to the conclusion that experience should be shared equally between everyone within a set range. Now, what that set range will be and what it entails will ultimately be up to the devs in order to decide what's going on with it. But that's the general base thought as to what we're doing right now. So, the next question we have going along is, will last hitting take more skill and not kill the minion when it's 30% health? So like the mechanic, this one specifically speaking to when Paragon implemented, where it would basically be an execute towards minions on that 30% health. So you got something on that?
Well, yeah, we've decided that we don't want that threshold. So yeah, yeah, thank God. It will be real last hitting, like you know it from before the change in Paragon or in other MOBAs. So
good old days.
Yeah, I think that will make many people happy. And on to the next questions. Are you looking into movement speed penalties for auto attacking?
Alright, so this is one of those things where we can't say it's going to be this number. We are going to have penalties. How they're actually put in and affecting the game, we have to wait till testing to actually proper get into it, unfortunately. But yeah, there will be penalties. Is there any idea what we want the first method to be?
This kind of sounds like a troll. You sure?
Well, we thought
we had a bit of fun with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we?
We had a long thought. We had a process and discussions, and yeah, Eli will tell you what the conclusion of these discussions were.
Right. So we had a very long and thinking process, but eventually we came out to the conclusion of extreme CC and insta kills. That was no.
No.
We can't say what the meta is gonna be. It's up to you guys, the players. But good luck. That's what I got to say about that.
Have fun.
So, how do you guys plan to balance the heroes? Example, high to low elo or from low to high elo. That's the specific idea to keep in mind when answering this one, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Sir. Yeah, our thinking currently is that we're going to balance towards the high level play, but and hopefully it shouldn't affect low tier gameplay as much as people think. But in the end, it's something we have to explore in the field and get the data firsthand and see how it affects people. So we're very young developer studio, so we have to get our experience firsthand then as well. So maybe the first close alpha balancing passes might be not the best, but we'll get there.
Yeah, but we also do have a very extensive range of skill, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Okay, now that we're done with the mechanics questions, we can hop on to the more general questions, where the first question is more data-driven. Some facts in your face right now. So MOBA generally define themselves with a high roster of characters to play from the release date and keep growing at a steady rate until a good number is there and more diversity. So what is your strategy concerning this? 15 to 25 starting roster seems scary low, said a community member.
Okay, so pretty much it is on the low side. For example, you've got League of Legends at the top, releasing with 40 heroes, followed by HOTS at 30, Dota with 25 at alpha release, Smite with only 17, so it's not too far out of the ball pit, but for how quickly and to high quality want to get this out, it's probably quite reasonable to put it at 15 for alpha and 25 at beta.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, going on to the next one. Will there be any way to purchase early access into your game? And if so, let's say your game does well, which I hope it will, and you guys start doing cross-platform. Will my founder status carry on to consoles so I can get early access into that as well?
Well, this is something that we should be able to accommodate, but ultimately it's up to the console manufacturers, as they may want to specifically block this kind of thing. So it's something we'll have to work out. But that's the best answer we can give right now.
Yeah, nothing much to say on that as of now.
Mm-hmm. So the next question, from a general persuasion, would be: will it be possible to choose your role before the queue in casual/quick play? So something to keep in mind with this question is, I know there was a general idea when in Paragon's alpha where you could choose to be either a carry or a tank or a support character, and it would fill you in for those queues specifically. But that was something that got taken out during sometime later in Legacy's lifetime.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, whilst we would like to have a system like that to improve the game experience, so really everyone can play the role that he wants, this is a thing that is only viable with a big enough player base. Otherwise, the queue times would be horrendous, and that's not fun either. So we could struggle with high queue times on that. This is something we can't control at the beginning, but maybe if we're successful and have a higher player count, we might implement something like that. Yeah. So going on to the next question. I'm curious, is VG has given any thought or planning into server hosting a game of this potential size? Where are you at this hurdle? Thank you.
Alright, I will be scripting this because I'm still trying to get my head around this. And it's quite techy, so...
Yeah, to be honest, I would have read off that as well.
And it's quite big. Well, we have been thinking about the scalability of the infrastructure from day one. The API is currently running on a microserver service structure that enables us to run as many copies of our API server over the world. All important data is stored in a Cosmos database, which enables us to multiple read and write endpoints around the world and still have them all synchronized. The game instance is set up so that we can spawn a game server anywhere in the world under 3 minutes, and we will have pools of instances waiting for a large influx of players.
Information.
Kaboom! Alright.
I tried it, I don't even know what I said, to be honest, but,
Sorry, we'll get smacked by the detonator later.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, so going on to a bit more fun. Will you be able to spam emotes like in League of Legends, Shift+4 equals laugh, to repeat the same 0.2 second frame of animation and sound, just because it's so fucking awesome to taunt this enemy in this way?
Well, to be fair, we haven't thought about that yet. So thanks. We'll talk about it. So this is something that I don't know. I think Mark will like this one. Do you like grilled cheese sandwiches?
Holy moly, yes. I like them.
Oh,
I'm glad that our community is asking the real questions here.
yeah, it's the question after all.
So yeah, going on with the next one. Will there be some sort of guild or clans or something like that?
Pretty much. We have plans to set out areas for the community to engage with one another, and it is something which can happen to meet new players, but nothing is set in stone yet as of the guild systems or anything else. But yeah. So, what do you think about adding a play of the game type system like in Overwatch?
Well, to be fair, Overwatch specifically has a patent on that, so you can't very well copy a patent. So we can't do that.
Yeah, it pretty much anything post game which is inside of what actually happened in the game, you can't have that. There will be a link into the description about this if anyone is interested in reading about it. But you can't have it, unfortunately. You can make your own little clips and stuff, but we can't specifically put that in to the game.
Maybe we'll find a way around, but that particular system is like we said, it's patented. So yeah.
Oh, this next one's another fun one. This one I think is from one of my Discord crew cronies, if you will. I don't know, maybe they're not cronies. Maybe they're good people, but they're asking specifically if we can kick demonic. Do you know anything about this?
Well, I warned him several times.
I mean,
I told
he's up
him
there shooting people. Like what?
Yeah, I told him to stop shooting people. So yeah, maybe if he doesn't stop shooting people and not like ordered in the knee, only the bad ones shoot
Only
in the knee.
bad ones.
I mean,
But yeah, no, we won't kick him. We won't kick him.
oh, shame. I mean,
Yeah. Anyway. Ooh, that's a good one. Will we have multiple announcer packs? Was asked quite several times, but yeah, we'll cover that again.
yeah, we will. At launch, we like to have a few options, but as we go on, we will have a lot more to offer as of announcer packs. And those of you which don't know what announcer packs are, they are basically the person who shouts things like double kill, start the game in, yeah.
Pentakill. You know, that
Pretty
thing.
much. Like that really awesome sound that you get when something happens. After 6 months, can we see mechanics, lore, item system, prototypes? We won't accept at an early stage answer because we saw an early stage of Minion Prime rework as well, Theo and Mervyn. Thanks, Shakar, if you send me some games.
Oh, God.
Not happening, Marco-kin. Not happening.
I was going to say, what's the last little bit about?
Yeah, Marco's asking me constantly to send him some games. Because in one of the earlier interviews with Critic, I think, you could see my shelf in the background with my games on it. And yeah. Anyway, onto the question.
Right. So, to answer the question here, I know you guys, want to know this stuff, and I'd really like to tell you, but we still are in the early stage, and this stuff is simply not fully fleshed out yet, and not to our liking. So, of course, if we tell something now, then it might get changed in the next literal 5 minutes, and we're not going to promise something that's not solidified, right? I mean, I know I would be upset if I didn't get my grilled cheese sandwich, right, that I was promised. Right.
It was a mushroom grilled sandwich.
Yeah, that's not okay. I mean, I like mushrooms, but maybe he likes grilled cheese sandwich anyway, right? So that's basically how it is. And as we get later on down the line, we'll have answers and we'll be able to give them as we can.
Yeah, and like you've got some lore in this video anyway, so you're getting some stuff. Don't feel like it's a complete no.
Also above us, some new gameplay.
Yeah. New stuff.
Currently Aurelia.
Well, gameplay.
Right.
Somewhere.
Right. Some, maybe. All right. So next question: Will there be something like an honor system in the game? So when we talk about honor system, like a tool to prevent toxicity and stuff like that. And in the terms of that, what do you got for us?
Yeah, we're definitely looking into this subject because an honor system, especially for allies, is supposed to be a tool to prevent toxicity, to have people really try to be a good person. Yeah, but for that we have to find a good balance on what rewards we can give out for that, so people really have the incentive to be a good person. Yeah, so is there any planned sandbox mode to 3D test or alter heroes at certain levels with certain builds on dummies?
We are planning to have something like a LAN offline mode private match where you can tweak and adjust certain builds, like just practice farming minions, just to get yourself a better personal understanding of the game. But yeah, sandbox and testing mode will more than likely be in the game, and a lot of people are trying to push it.
Sounds pretty good.
Because I know I would love to have a sandbox mode in Paragon, but it's just not possible.
I mean, we're just gonna have to put some grilled cheese in it to make sure it's enticing.
Well,
what is planned for the age rating? Can we have proper cursing masters?
Well, as far as we know right now, it's to be determined. So stay tuned.
yeah. Nothing more to say about that right now.
Really not.
Nice and short.
So, will there be team voice chat? Now, I know I was in dire straits when I could not tell my carry to back up another 3 feet so that way they wouldn't get picked off by the enemy team solo lane, right? Will there be team voice chat?
Well, we've discussed it, and we really hope for a team voice chat. This is
Thank God.
yeah, because it's mainly because it's just quicker to tell people what you want via voice chat instead of typing or have other pings, because you can't really direct them at a specific person. Yeah, so we'll look into that, and we hope we have that in the game. So the next thing is accommodating to that. Will you have a free mouse option to accurately and quickly ping everything from the UI, from HP mana to multiple minimap quick pings and stuff like that, like you can do in League of Legends and stuff?
How I would love to have this implemented. It'd probably be a thing.
Yes.
So it'd probably be a thing.
Yeah, well, I've spoke to Lindonator about that, and he said coding-wise, it's definitely possible. So I think we will have that in there.
How fast do you want the gameplay to be? Not talking about attack speed or overall speed of the ability launch, movement speed, and ability animation delay. So like is in Legacy, medium like Monolith, or fast like a top-down MOBA?
So that's a good question, and to be completely honest, we're looking to be somewhere middle ground between Legacy and Monolith. So remember, Legacy during like the alpha stages, you had games running like an hour or so, right? Sometimes hour and 20 if the teams were evenly matched, and then with Monolith, it was something like 30 minutes?
Half an hour, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. There was one game I remember that went on, but
yeah,
so
it was really rarely. I think one of my longest games in Monolith was like 50 minutes, but that's really an exception. I think the median there was like really
20 minutes,
30 at max. So yeah.
So the approximate game time we're looking at, based on what we just heard, is 45 minutes or so, but no promises. But that's our target goal.
Yeah.
So next question: Are more masters going to be released regularly after launch, or will there be the original masters for a while before adding new ones?
Well, we have our planned masters for the first release, and we definitely plan to release masters after that as well. So they will be coming, but we probably won't have a schedule for that, because it depends on our situation is at that moment, because as of right now we are all doing this in our free time, and probably will going on to do it like that in the future as well. So there might come stuff in the way. Also, there might be other stuff to fix first before we can implement new stuff on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't want to have it pushing out stuff when you still got bugs to fix, which was quite annoying.
It was annoying.
And then it just builds one on top of the other. So
Right.
fix the
and it's-
bugs, then worry about the other things, I would say. But
Yeah. So sorry guys, no hashtag every 3 weeks for us.
Please.
every 3 days,
Jesus.
No.
No.
rip the art department.
Rip. All right.
Will y'all be looking for playtesters? And if so, is there an ETA?
Yes, we will be looking for playtesters. As of now, we don't need any, as we don't have much in a playable state. ETA, as of when, we'll keep the community informed and say when we need the playtesters.
So nothing on a scheduled time, right?
No,
Good.
we're not trying to keep to any schedules. As Shikar's already said, we're just doing this in our free time, so.
I see. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
But hopefully not like 3 years or 2 years. Are you happy with the speed of progression?
Are we happy? But we're also really amazed at the progress that we're making. The teams are really putting in a lot of effort, and it's showing to a huge extent. Now we have to remember that each one of ourselves can't exhaust ourselves too much. So there are times when we literally tell, some of the other team members, go to bed, because we're worried about them getting enough sleep for their actual job the next day. So with that in mind, there's not that much time, but the time that we do have, it's impressive the amount of work that we're getting done, and we're really stoked about it. I mean, what about you guys? You stoked about the progress we're making?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
I think there has been a few speed bumps, but nothing that's proper held us back, or like we just plowed on through it.
Yeah.
So
Straight steamroller. All the way, baby. 110%. Right.
Woo!
woo.
Oh,
Pure excitement.
eat your grilled cheese. All right. So, next question. Will you push for PS4 and PC crossplay? And will you stop the project if the state of the game is failing at a point? And most importantly, will it feel like Paragon? If so, what aspect?
Well, that's quite much. Yeah, we're definitely looking at the possibilities of crossplay on that. Especially in which ways we allow crossplay, because as of right now it's still open if we allow crossplay really on all modes across the board, or if we just limit it to casual play. So yeah, like we said, we have to test things out, and yeah. But first of all, we need the permission of the manufacturers to release on their consoles and on their stores to push our content there. So yeah, the next thing was, yeah, we won't stop the project if it fails, if we don't have players or stuff like that, because this game is in development not only for you but also for us, because
Yeah.
this is a passion project and we want to play this as much as you want. And yeah, even if all fails, like we previously mentioned, we will be implementing some sort of offline mode or LAN mode, so there will always be the possibility to play our game. It's not dependent on if we're running the servers or not. So yeah. Will it feel like Paragon? Yeah, well, it will have a feel of Paragon in that regard, that it is a 3D mobile with verticality. We won't take any heroes or assets from Paragon, like we mentioned several times, because we want to be our own thing, not just Paragon 2.0 or remastered or whatever. But we definitely take inspiration from the mechanics and the inner workings of other MOBAs. Not only Paragon, but League of Legends, Dota, Smite, and everything. We look into it and try to make it as good as we can. But yeah, ultimately, what we'll remember most of Paragon will just be probably the 3D aspect, the verticality, and the graphic fidelity. So, yeah. So, in the case we do multi-platform, will all platforms get the same update at the same day?
That, again, is all dependent on the manufacturer of the console. If we are allowed cross-platform play, then more than likely they're all going to be at the same time. But if we can't do the cross-platform, then we have to split them out, similar to what Smite does. They do the PCs, and then they've got a separate balancing team and whatever for the consoles. So, but it would still have to go through both Sony's and Microsoft's confirmation as such to be able to release patches and updates. And then going on to another very asked question, do you have a set date or rough date that you will release to the public when you can test the game?
So, to be very blunt and make sure that it gets out to the whole world, no.
And
We do not.
I know we did answer this kind of earlier, but just...
This is to be very sincere and solid in the subject. No, we do not have a rough date at which to release the game. Do not.
You sound so mean and stern.
Well, that's because I want to. You know.
It has to be clear.
Right.
No.
But yeah, no date. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. On a lighter note. Anyway, so the next question, or statement question, I guess. Unleashed Games' project of Paragon 2 used the released assets of Paragon is going to be direct competition for your project. I feel as though both projects can be successful, but it's possible that each project can hurt one another. Without giving too much away, is there a plan to coexist with the other project and or a plan to compete? What you got to say about that?
Well, first off, we as Visionary Games, every single member wishes Unleashed Games the best of luck with their project. And additionally to that, it's not only Unleashed Games. There's now Undying Games as well, with their project that came up. So both of them, we wish them the best of luck with their project. We see these are just as ambitious developers as we are, and they just want their dreams come true. So we don't want anything bad for them, and we all want our success. We have no plans to, I don't know, sabotage them or anything like that. It's simple as that. We wish them the best of luck for the project. End of story.
Yeah. Good vibes all around, man.
Yeah.
You got the hippie van too? Feeling it, man.
Yeah. Anyway, will you guys support the competitive scene of Phoenix Rising by doing tournaments?
Yeah. Most definitely, we do aim for making this as competitive as we can. Most MOBAs these days only survive with an esports competitive scene or with a very thriving and healthy community to back it up.
That's correct. Now, if I could talk more on this, right? I'm still I'm still I feel kind of bad. I had to apologize directly to the community here because I really had no idea the kind of undertaking I was taking on when I put together the original tournament. Now, I still feel bad, right? So you can understand that I, s- I had this in my head, and we also made a lot of notes and a lot of changes to the rule book and everything else, so that way, for the next tournament, right, that I'm gonna put together for everyone else, it'll be 100% better. So that's how I feel about that. But there's a lot of things that I'm just so excited to start kicking off as soon as this game gets launched because I got all that energy, baby.
Yeah, you can
To
see you're
get that
buzzing
event
as well.
going
You're
on.
just there like just bouncing your chair. So, but yeah, we will support the competitive scene as much as we can.
It's gonna be exciting.
So, going slightly back to mechanics, will there be support specific items to help their XP or currency gains or quests?
So we currently don't have any form of in-game quests to augment the EXP/economy gain, but items that help are a possibility. Although creating a balance to ensure that these items aren't too powerful would be, paramount. So, yeah. And the next question. Will the item shop be tiered where components are upgraded into full items? So a good example of this would be League of Legends, where you have, say, a base item, and you have two of that same base item, and it equals a bigger item when you buy that with a reduced price because you already have two smaller items geared toward that big item. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the current item system does not have components like are found in Dota or LoL. So, but there will be some familiarities between our system and theirs. But yeah, we can't tell too much about it as of now. And in the last community corner, we talked a bit about it as well. So yeah, that's it for now.
Gotcha.
Well, are you still hellbent on having 4 active? Okay, on to the next question. Are you still hellbent on having 4 active and 2 passive slots for the items?
We've never actually said this was our intention. It was just a placeholder in the screenshots that were released in some of the teasers. Might change, might not.
Who knows?
So yeah, but yeah, it was just placeholders mainly. So, will you recall in Project Phoenix Rising, or will you have to buy something that allows you to teleport?
Well, currently there is a recall system in place, and when I last talked to the dev team, they said that they're still evaluating the systems for teleporting. So it's edgy, but it's there. Next question. What was the reasoning behind making the jungle symmetrical on the allies and enemy side? What you got?
Well, we have attempted to make jungling an optional extra, and with the intention of reducing the possibility of unforeseen advantages or disadvantages due to slight differences layout. So yeah, that's the reason why we decided to go with a symmetrical map. Well, will there be dedicated starting items in the game similar to other MOBAs, or mostly potions like Paragon?
A typical starting build will probably incorporate items and consumables, like just your cheap items, so yeah, maybe. Just depends on what builds come. So, and then a very common question was about the toxicity of most MOBAs. So, how intense will your bans be? Like if a player leaves queue or draft lobby, or even mid-game, will they be like a 5-minute ban or like a 30-minute?
So, it's currently undefined as of right now. I mean, I know we're looking into it. I specifically raised some questions myself because I was concerned about this topic in terms of, you know, how will we punish certain players. The answer is we will punish players, but how we will do that is still in development. So we don't know it at this current moment in time, but we're definitely looking into that. So yeah, I think that's all the questions we got for today, folks.
That was the last one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sticking with us with all these questions. It was much. I hope we answered them well, and if you have any more questions, you can ask them on Discord, put them down below under this video. We appreciate your support, and we're quite happy that we really got this many questions. So yeah, and thank you to you two, Demonic, Sentinel. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
So pleasure
Yeah.
mine.
Oh, it's all yours, is it? Watch out. Oh, it's all yours. All right.
Well, I mean, I am the newest addition.
Yeah,
Well,
you are.
The community log. But...
I mean, you were there with me during the tournament, so like, it's nothing new. You know.
Because I felt sorry for you.
Oh.
But yeah, so. Yeah.
But yeah. And don't forget, eat your grilled cheese sandwich. It's important.
It is important.